Alright, first off, these are the hopper clips. These are the new ones. And then these are the clips. They just pop into place underneath the hopper on the front of the frame. Those clips can be kind of hard sometimes, but they're not really that big of a deal. Here I am putting the liquors into the grommets. Oh, camera's starting to drift off. But I'm sliding those. And those, a little secret, if you get those liquors wet, I like to put them in a cup of water. They slide right in, and they dry out eventually, and they have no problems. They don't back out or nothing. And if you ever take those apart, you can wash them out real good, take them apart, and let them soak in vinegar. Here I am, I'm bending those little flanges up. That's basically what holds the water tube on to the frame. And that last one, we don't use any kind of like plastic tee or nothing. And here I am, I'm clipping the area where I'm going to put a T, three-way. And it helps if you, those little flanges, you bend them down as you're going. The way I do it is I'm not wasting any tube at all. I start on the very end and I work my way towards the, I call it a vertical water supply line. It's the line that supplies water to each level. Now on this Freedom Breeder rack, it's 8 levels. This is an 840. There's 40 holes and there's 8 levels, so we call it an 840. We also have the 721s we breed in. Okay, here I am. That was me cutting it. I show you. I basically cut it right in between the F and the B, the logo on the front, and that's just perfectly centered. Now these hoppers, they're basically universal for several different racks. Freedom Breeder actually makes like a gerbil breeding rack, mouse breeding rack. There's a whole bunch of other stuff. There's probably stuff I don't even know about. But anyway, we're almost done with the first level. There's 8 levels, so once you get done with the first one, go ahead and knock out the other 7. And I like to keep it simple and do one level at a time. So what I'll do is I'll clip here and I make it complete, basically centered with that whole vertical frame leg, or whatever you want to call it. I put that in there. I'm about to show you. See how it doesn't, there's no extra. You don't want too much extra. Yeah, and when you push those down, you don't want them just laying on the tube. You kind of want them to be bent behind the tube. You want them to hold in place. I've noticed sometimes that the tubing does pop out. This tubing does get hard. A couple years and it's so hard you could just accidentally bump it and it cracks. I've seen it leak out around stuff. Okay, so these tubes right here, I pre-cut, and I feel like this is like a main supply, water supply from the line, and they're probably about 3.5 inches long. This is the horizontal or the vertical supply line. It supplies water to each individual level. Here I am, I'm about to cut it. So this line, it doesn't have a T at the bottom of it like each one of these levels do. This actually just turns and goes right into the last level. There's no need to put a T at the bottom, and I'll show you at the end of this video. But anyway, that's why I do the bottom last, because I want that line to reach the top so I can basically cut this. And sometimes I do make it a little too long, maybe a 1/4 inch, but that's not going to really come into play. If you can see the rack next to me right there, that it has bungee cords on it, because we do have some animals, some rats, that tend to push the tray open and they get out. So here it is. That's what I'm talking about. There's no T right there. Anyway, here I am hooking up the water, and we have a regulator, Edstrom. Alright guys, well, there you go. If you guys have any questions, please feel free to reach out to me, LA Hugar Family Homestead, at Instagram and on YouTube. Also, you know where I'm at on Facebook. Thanks. Hope you enjoy the video. Please like, subscribe, and share. and keep on keeping on.